Colossians chapter 1, verse 13 says, He has delivered us from the power of darkness and conveyed us into the kingdom of the Son of His love. Listen to this. The only hold Satan has on you is what you give him. We win the spiritual fight by being filled with the Spirit of God and living in holiness and peace. I think one of the reasons why America has been in a slow degradation to immorality and all kinds of duplicity and filth is simply because we, Christ followers, and I'm speaking to me as much as I'm speaking to anybody else, I'm looking down because I don't want anybody to accuse me of anything, is because we're not living fully devoted lives to Christ. Being Spirit-filled, seeking His face daily, and living our lives in such a holiness that people would take note of us that we have been with Jesus. I've just never ceased to be amazed at those who will so quickly strut themselves as Christ followers, and yet they are doing the nasty stuff that the world does, and there's no difference. Jesus said this, what good is salt if it loses its saltiness? Isn't it good for nothing, but rather to be thrown out and trampled under feet of men? You want to know why the church isn't revered? It's because we don't revere it. You want to know why marriage is not being revered as a holy matrimony? It's because we don't consider it holy. Speed of the leader, speed of the team. But I do want to encourage you with this. We are strongest when we're weakest. 2 Corinthians 12:9, we looked at this not long ago. Paul said, my grace is sufficient for you, speaking of what God was saying to him, for my strength is made perfect in weakness. My strength is made perfect in weakness. A mentor of mine told me many years ago to follow what God puts in your heart to speak. And he said, always ask yourself two questions. What is it that God wants you to let people know? And then what is it that God wants people to do? I've said it many times that information without application is just entertainment. It's what we do when we go to the movies. We just entertain ourselves. We walk out, nothing changes in our lives. It's just something we watched and we saw and blah, 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 blah. And I hope and pray that the time that we spend together is not entertainment. Even though we've got some great music and great things that happen here, if it's entertainment, I'm not serving God right. So I've given you information that this nation was birthed by the hand of God's providence. This nation will be upheld by the hand of God's providence. And it will be determined by the people of this nation. Because we have officials who are elected by us. And as Christ followers, you have a responsibility to honor God above the flag or a nation or anything else. So whenever you are incumbent to select leaders, or called upon to select leaders, maybe the first thing you should ask yourself is this leader that I'm casting a vote for going to honor God like I'm honoring God? I know I'm getting personal. But again, you see, this nation exists because of the hand of God. And it will cease to exist if we continue to disregard God. God is not a respecter of persons, not a respecter of nations. A verse that's one of my favorite ones, I've quoted it many times, 2 Chronicles 16:9 says this, the eyes of the Lord go through the whole earth, in every nation, every city, every home. He's looking throughout the whole world, And what is He looking for? He's looking for hearts that are fully His, so that He can strongly support them.